Good evening, welcome. So we're going to have a nice yin style practice this evening. A little bit slower, holding the poses for a little while longer, and just make sure you have some props with you as well this evening because you want to be comfortable. Some of the asana the past years will be quite dynamic, but you don't want to be uncomfortable. Okay, so think of it more like a restorative type class. For those of you that haven't taken a yin style practice before, I have a couple of pillows there, also a bolster and a block, but like pillows, cushions, blankets, anything like that. So if you haven't got those, just maybe grab them quickly. It will be all seated, so the whole practice this evening will be on the mat. We won't have any standing positions, and we will hold the asana for some of them for a minute, some for 2 minutes, some for up to 5 minutes. If during the practice you feel like after a minute or so it's not right for your body, just gently come out. So always think of slow transitions. Be good to yourself. Hope you're doing good. So we are going to come into child's pose to start. So just a little variation on our child's pose. So if you spin around onto your mat and just take your knees wide, bring your big toes together. When you do this, if you notice any discomfort at all in the knees, front to the back, give yourself some extra cushion, okay? So you can place a blanket underneath the backs of your thighs. You can wrap something around the front of your knees. And obviously, if there's any sharp pains, any shooting pains, just come out of the pose. Don't sit in something that doesn't suit your body. So knees wide, big toes together. Let your hands come forward and just stretch out both of your arms to start. Take your gaze down towards your mat. Let your shoulders relax. We're going to take the left hand, slide it in underneath the armpit. Now you might need to stay here on your elbow, or you might be able to bring your left shoulder down. You can keep your right elbow bent here. And if you think when you bring your left shoulder down and the left side of the head down that it's not very comfortable, take one of your props and slide it in underneath your head. Now, I am also going to have my phone this evening. I'm not going to be checking messages or anything like that. I'm using it as a timer, just in case you're wondering. So once you let your left side settle down, so either elbow, shoulder, or the side of your head, you can lift your right elbow up, stretch your right arm forward, or keep the right elbow down. And just let the weight of your hips rest back towards your heels. Let the fronts of your feet drop down into the support of your mat. Maybe even let your eyes close here just to start that transition from your day, any busyness in your mind. Just starting to drop inwards towards your breath this evening and towards the feelings in your body. So let the weight of your left shoulder drop down. Begin to feel a stretch along the left side of your back from your shoulder, wrapping down in towards the middle of the spine, maybe around that left kidney area as well. And we're just going to take a couple of more breaths here. And very, very gently bend your right arm, press into your right hand, and slowly slide your left hand out. Now you can walk your hands forward again. This time let your forehead drop towards the mat. Breathe into your left side ribs. And just notice how the left side of the body feels here. Feel the breath deep down in the belly. And then gently lift your forehead. Slide your right hand in. Fingertips face up. Cross over underneath your armpit, coming towards your right elbow. And this might be enough for you here. If you're staying here, just take your gaze down towards the mat. You might like to bring your left elbow down as well. Just observe the stretch in and around the right shoulder area. And then if you're sliding your right hand all the way through, let your right shoulder drop down and maybe rest completely on the right side of the head. And this side will be different, so maybe take a blanket in underneath your head and keep edging the right fingertips away so you're getting a nice stretch in and around the right shoulder, around the lats, and down into the mid and lower back. You have to keep the trapezius muscles relaxed. Starting to really feel the breath now as you welcome yourself to your practice today. Begin to become aware of where you feel any sensations around your hips, your inner groins, fronts of the ankles. Breathe into those spaces. Taking 3 more breaths. And then bend your left elbow, slide your left hand in, and transition your right hand back in front. Once more, let your forehead come down. Maybe bend your elbows here, let the elbows drop and open them towards the outer edges of your mat. Again, keep the shoulder blades relaxed, trapezius muscles breathing with relaxation. Take another breath in through the nose. And then exhale slowly. Lift your forehead. Take your gaze out towards the front of your mat. And then pull the shoulders forward over your wrists here. Take your knees in so the knees come underneath your hips. And then just take your hips back ever so slightly. So the hips are just a fraction behind the knees. Come down onto your elbows. I'll just move back a little. So you're going to come down onto your elbows. And you might like to stay on your elbows here with your forehead resting on your mat. Coming into just our puppy dog pose here with the chest starting to drop down towards the mat. Now you might like to bring the palms of your hands together. So there's always a few options. Palms of the hands can come together. The fingertips can reach forward towards the front of your mat. Or with your palms together, you might like to bring the palms of the hands behind the back of your head. And as you relax, lean the weight of your pelvis back. Just finding a little traction in the spine here. Resting your forehead. So let the forehead rest. Let the brain lean forward and down into the front of the skull. And allow the thoughts to start to drop off or drift away. And as they come in and out, just notice them and then let them go. Continue to let your chest and your heart soften towards the earth. The weight of the pelvis moving back towards your heels. Take another breath in and out. If your hands are behind the back of your head, stretch your arms forward and then slowly walk your hands back, knees wide, back into child's pose towards the back of your mat. If you're comfortable here, take your hands back towards the soles of your feet. Let the base of your neck soften. And continue to let the thoughts drop down towards the support of the mat. And take another breath in here. And very slowly transition. Walk your hands back towards your knees and gently lift your spine. So from here, slide out to one side and come to sit maybe on a blanket. So you might like to bring something in underneath your sit bones, a blanket, a pillow, or a cushion. Okay, and then from there, stretch one leg away, stretch the other leg away, coming into a wide-legged seated position. Now, when you stretch your legs forward, if your hamstrings feel very tight here, you can bend your knees. You don't need to have the feet flexed. You can point your toes, or you can place something in underneath the backs of the knees to give them a little bit of lift, a bit of support. Now, with our fold here, we want it to be a nice gentle fold. So this might be enough for you. Sitting upright, you can take your hands behind you. If you feel like this is causing any strain as you start to tilt forward, come back upright, bring your hands behind you, let your shoulders relax and just sit there. If you feel like there's a little bit more space to go forward, maybe use a stack of pillows or a block or a stack of cushions. Just take them out in front of you. Moving from the hips here, start to tilt just gently forward. Notice how it feels, and you don't need to keep your spine too erect. We're going to soften the shoulders, we're going to round into it. You might like to rest your arms or your elbows. You can let your chin come to rest in the palms of your hands, having them supported here. You can let your forehead come down onto the support of your block or your blankets or your stack of props. And then just let your body find the position that's comfortable. So readjust as much as you need to here, because once you get settled, we'll be here for a couple of minutes. And become aware of the sensations along the backs of your legs, the heaviness in the heels, and just modify. Feel your body settling into the shape that suits you tonight. Settling into the flow of your breath. And starting to connect with the earth beneath you. Feel the weight of the legs dropping down towards the earth. Observe the sensations around your lower back, your hips, the glutes. Let your eyes start to soften. So wherever your gaze is, either behind the closed eyelids or down your nose, start to release any heat. And allow your eyes to start to feel heavy. We're here for a few more breaths. Starting with the crown of the head, use your hands as you start to lift all the way back up. Let your shoulders relax. Take a nice breath in and out. And from here, take your hands behind the backs of your knees. So slowly use that movement to draw the feet in. Take your right heel so that it comes in underneath the left thigh. So you want to slide your heel back towards the left sit bone, and then take your left foot and cross it over your right thigh. If you can, let your foot come down onto the mat. And then sit up nice and tall. Start to turn the lower abdomen towards your left thigh. Then gently take your right arm around your left thigh. Slide your left hand behind you. And try not to turn your chin too much here. So let your chin stay over your chest. Allow your shoulder blades to release down and apart from each other. Feel your body through the left sit bone, through the right sit bone, earthing down. Let the sole of your left foot relax. Start to invite feelings of happiness into your body. So breathing joy in, releasing tension out. Any weariness you might feel today, let that tiredness drop down through the sit bones. Once more, letting your body find its way in the pose. We'll take a few more breaths here. And slowly start to unwind. Take your time. Coming back towards center. Release your left foot from the outside of your right. And then let your legs just come into an easy seat here. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Just observe your body in this moment. Make sure your eyes are relaxed and soft. And take another breath in. And out. Okay, let's take the right leg out. And from there, take your left heel towards your right sit bone. So just let it drop back. Try not to sit up on your heels. So just slide it back. Take your right foot. Take a breath in, sitting up nice and tall. And then as you breathe out, start with the lower abdomen, twisting through the lower back. Again, it's not a big twist here. It's very, very gentle. Start to turn. Keeping your chin over your chest. Maybe slide your right hand further back. Start to follow your breath here. In on the in-breath. And out. So it's a nice loose twist. Maybe allow the exhale to lengthen now as you have started to go deeper within. We'll try to breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 5. So just see how that length of breath works for you. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, a few more breaths here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Gently start to turn your shoulders, turn through the mid-spine, and gently release your right leg. Sit easy cross-legged again here. Let your hands come to rest on your thighs. Find a focal point for your eyes in front. Draw the navel back towards your lower back. Shoulders relax down away from your ears. Notice how your body feels. And breathe in. And breathe out. Lovely. So let's take the weight forward next, okay? So we're going to roll out over the legs or take your legs back. Transition towards a tabletop position. So hands in front, knees behind. Again, you might like to take a blanket for underneath your knees here. We're going to take it through a dragon cycle. We'll start with the right foot in front. So if you step your right foot forward, and you might like to just take a hold of it with your hands, guide your right foot forward, and then just slightly out towards the outer edge of your mat. Now we'll set up our hands shoulder width inside the right foot, and then take your left knee back, keep your left toes tucked. So we want to start to open up the front of the left hip. The left knee is in our low lunge position or baby dragon. We're going to keep the weight above the kneecap. So if you feel like you're sitting on your kneecap here, pick up your knee and then drop down again, taking the weight a little bit more towards the lower thigh. Now hug your right thigh in towards your right arm and let your navel lift up and in. Try not to extend or flex the head here, just keep the neck relaxed, okay? So we don't want to strain the neck as we rest here. Find a comfortable gaze. And we'll be here for a couple of minutes again. Now you might feel where you're at right now is your maximum point tonight, okay? If you feel like there's a little bit more space, you may be able to come down onto your elbows, and you can use like your blocks or your pillows or whatever props you have. You can come halfway down, or you can take your elbows all the way down towards the earth. Keep hugging your right shoulder in just for this variation. We're here for another 30 seconds. Press down into the ball of the right foot here, the right heel, and notice the stretching sensation in and around the right hip. This is really, really nice, but again, modify if it doesn't feel appropriate for you. If you're down on your elbows, turn your palms down into the mat, and then spin your right toes off the side of the mat. So you're just going to take them out, just slightly out to the right, and let your right knee open. So we're coming from hugging the right knee in to letting the right knee just drop out slightly. You can turn your chest forward, so try not to follow the right thigh. Turn your chest forward, and you can stay here, or maybe once more take the elbows down. And we have another option to keep the left hand on the mat, take your right hand up towards your right thigh, and now you can turn your chest. Okay, so just observe how it feels for your body. Again, we're dropping onto the outer edge of the right foot. Nice, easy breathing. Let your left shoulder blade relax away from your ear. Make sure that the eyes aren't heating up. The breath isn't getting fast. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, turn the ball of the right foot back down again. Wiggle your right foot in. Place your right hand down. Take your left knee back. And we'll just go straight into the left side. Okay? Step your left foot forward. And notice how that feels within the left hip joint here as the blood releases. Pick up your right knee. Come back so that you're not right on the kneecap. Let the front of your right hip drop forward, keeping your right toes tucked. Both of the hands are down on the mat. Hug your left knee in. Try not to strain the neck here. Maybe again, dropping down towards the elbows, going a little bit deeper into the pose. Maybe just resting fully on the pillows here. If you have your pillows underneath, you can drop your head down, support your head. Notice any gripping in and around your jaw, and relax it. Now, if your elbows are down, resting, slowly straighten through your arms. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. So you're letting your left knee just drop out slightly to the left. Stay here. You can just turn the foot out a little bit. Find the right place for your knee tonight. Maybe take your left hand then up towards your left inner thigh. Ease it out to the side. So you're coming into a subtle twist in your dragon pose. The right shoulder blade stays relaxed. And it's very normal to feel a little bit grumpy in your dragons because they are intense. They're big hip openers. So just observe what you're feeling. This is a really, really nice way to train your mind to let go of just those sensations, the things you cannot control. So let your breath be your guide here as you come inwards, away from that grumpiness. Just a couple of more breaths. And slowly come back towards center. Slide your left knee back. And we'll take a brief down dog just to take the weight back into the legs, down through the backs of the legs. Notice how it feels here in the tops of your thighs as you lift them up. Relax the thinking mind. Once more, the brain just dropping down towards the front of the skull. And breathe in and out as you come down. Hands and knees, cross your ankles, or just roll back out to one side and then stretch your legs forward. Now we are going to take a nice forward fold here. So again, like our Upavishta, this is just more of a yin style Paschimottanasana. So you can use like a bolster, stack of cushions, bring them between your legs. So we're not going to have the legs together. We're going to open our legs, maybe sit on your towel or your blanket here, give yourself a little bit of space for your pelvis to tip forward. And if your hamstrings are tight, place something underneath the backs of your knees. So let it be comfortable. Let me take my bolster. Taking your prop between your legs. And if you have a bolster, you might need to turn it up the way so that it's going to support your forehead here. Or you might like to drape forward over it. Now we don't want to flex the feet, so point your toes forward. Let the weight of the heels drop down. See how the hamstrings feel? Maybe prop them a little bit here by giving the backs of the knees some support, and that will release the intensity in the backs of the legs. And then let yourself spill forward out of the hips. So the upper body starts to come forward. And take your time. There's absolutely no rush today. Give yourself time to find the right support so that your body can relax. And if you notice as you rest here that something is just a little bit too intense, please trust me that it is not worth it sitting in something painful, okay? Not worth it. You can't muscle in. You have to allow your body to relax. You have to allow your nervous system to relax. And then when your mind lets go, your body will relax into it. These forward folds help us to connect down with the earth. So feel that sensation down. And if you feel like you're starting to build a little bit of heat, maybe try a cooling breath. So we want to let go of all the hot, intense feelings. And a really nice way of doing that is to use a cooling breath. So there's a few types, but we'll do one where we'll take so imagine you have a drink with a straw. Okay, so that sensation of having a straw and drawing in the liquid through the straw. But this time it's just going to be the breath. So we don't have a liquid. We're going to draw in a nice slow breath, like you're drinking through a straw, through your mouth. And then as you breathe out, let it come out through your nose. The mouth is closed. The exhale leaves through the nose. Inhale, drinking in through a straw. Drink the breath in. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, draw in through the straw. Exhale through your nose. Inhale in through the straw. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through mouth like a straw. Exhale through the nose. Inhale, draw the breath in, drink it in like a straw. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then relax your efforts with your breath. Noticing any need to yawn, which is a good thing, starting to really relax your body now. And then prepare to move ever so slowly. Lift your forehead or your chin from where it's resting and slowly come towards upright. And we'll just take our hands behind. Stretch your chest gently up. We'll take a few breaths here. Wonderful. Walk your hands back in towards a neutral position. You can very, very slowly slide any of your props out of the way. Take your hands behind your knees, bend your knees, fold them in. And then Either cross your legs over, roll forward, or bend your knees to the side and come into a tabletop position once more. Now looking towards your right hand, slide your right knee down by your right, left toes back. Now you might like to bring a block or a pillow underneath your right buttock. You can tuck your toes here on the left side, or you can keep the left foot flat. You might like to bring a blanket in underneath your left kneecap. Make sure it feels good. So we have nice, respectful movement and positioning of the body. In front, again, you might like to support yourself here. I'm going to use a bolster. If you have cushions or a blanket or a bolster, slide them in underneath. Let your left front hip drop towards the earth, but try not to lean too much either way, left side or right side. Just keep the hips level. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And our time here starts now. We'll stay for a couple of minutes. Somehow the time goes so much quicker in a yin style class. Just cultivating a sense of connection here with your breath once more when you have found the appropriate position. And as you rest, you might like to modify it. Getting to know your body, what works, what feels good. I'm just taking 2 more breaths here. If your head was turned one way, slowly turn the head back towards center. Use your hands as support to slowly lift your chest. And then maybe slide your block out or your prop that you had underneath your right glute. Slide your right knee back. Slide your left leg forward. And then possibly prop up the other side as well. So give yourself support. Keep your left toes flexed. Find stability across both of your hips. Let the weight of your right thigh bone drop towards your mat. And then counterbalance the effort back into your left hip. So we're not moving too much from left to right, finding a nice balance. Adjust anything that needs to be adjusted. And then notice if after a while of being in the physical pose, has your exhale started to lengthen? Taking a few more breaths. Turning your head once more back towards center. Press into your hands, lifting your chest. And then very slowly slide any supports you were using out. Come back onto your knees and then all the way down onto your belly. Now when you come onto your abdomen, stretch your legs back. We're going to set up for Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx, we take our elbows underneath our shoulders. Take your hands forward, so the wrists track in line with your elbows. Or maybe take them a little bit wider, okay? So see what feels good for your back here. Legs are long. The chest starts to move forward between the arms. And the shoulders are relaxed. And you might feel a mild compression here in the lower back. Feel the breath in your belly as the belly expands down into the mat on the inhale. And breathe back into the lower back on your exhale. Allow your eyes to soften, maybe close them. And take 2 more breaths. Reopening your eyes. And then take your elbows just a little bit wider. Slide your hands back towards the sides of your ribs. Press into your hands and lift back towards the hands and knees. Taking some props now. I am going to use 2 pillows. So pillows or cushions. I'm going to place one underneath my head. I'm going to leave a space and then folding my other pillow. So this will depend on the type of cushion or pillow you have, if you can roll it slightly, or you could use a bolster. And then turning, let your mid-back be supported by your cushion or your bolster. Let your shoulder blades come down onto the space on your mat so your head is supported. And you might even like to roll up your pillow a little bit. This will depend on how your neck feels as you come down. If you can bring your arms out to the side into a cactus shape, so your elbows are coming in line with your shoulders. Your hands might come back flat onto the floor, or you might be more comfortable taking them back and resting them on your pillow. And when you've made all of those adjustments here, you can choose to keep your feet resting, soles of the feet on the mat, or bring the feet together in a butterfly pose, or stretch your legs away and possibly use another prop underneath the backs of your knees. If you have been using something under the backs of your knees, it might be nice to slide something in again underneath the knees. If you have something nearby to cover your eyes, that can be nice as well. Once you have allowed your body to find that space now where you feel supported, let the whole of your back body drop down into the sweet embrace of the mat, the floor beneath you. Notice where you feel your breath most obviously now. Maybe a few places, maybe just one space. Bring all of your awareness to the center of one space. Maybe it is around your nose, feeling the breath coming in. Maybe you feel the breath around the center of your heart, or perhaps down in the lower belly. Find that connection, find that space, and let all of your awareness move there. Follow the sensations on the inhale and the exhale. couple of more breaths here. If your knees are extended, bend the knees in so the soles of the feet come onto the mat. I invite you just to slide the prop you have underneath your back out. Now you might be able to do that by pressing into the feet and then sliding it out, or maybe rolling to one side. And then take the prop that you had underneath the center of your back and place it alongside your left hip, your left thigh. Take your right leg, cross it over your left, and then let both of your legs drop over to meet your prop. And if the prop is too far away, maybe slide something else in as well. Then take your right arm back towards a cactus shape, or stretch your right arm out to the side. Let your chin roll to the left. So you can keep it over your chest or to the left. So again, we're keeping a nice, loose, easy, relaxed sensation in our twists, not cranking the neck. If it's comfortable for you, take your left hand onto your abdomen and connect with your breath deep in the lower belly. We'll take a couple of more breaths here. And then slowly use your core here to roll back towards center. And moving to the opposite side, slide your prop across to your right. Cross your left leg over your right. And then let your thighs drop onto the support of your pillow. Take your left arm into that nice cactus shape, or stretch it out to the side. Let your chin roll towards the right, and place your right hand on the lower abdomen. Let's take 2 more breaths. Let your left hand come back very slowly. Let your legs come back towards center. Change the crossing in your legs. And then stretch your right leg away. Your left leg away. Moving to your final Shavasana. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me. Namaste.